We are ready. Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the MANUTD direction. And today we have Bimal from UK. Bimal, welcome to the show. And we have Sammy, the analyst, giving us his corporate look today. How are you? Welcome to the show, Sammy, representing Houston Red Army.
How's it going, everyone?
Good, good. Now, as you can see, it's all out there. It was a nightmare on Saturday. It was more of a nightmare at King Power, where United were destroyed, decimated, decapitated, and tormented, eventually violated, to be a bit polite, at the King Power by 4-2 after scoring first. So the scores conceded, it just all went wrong. Female, what is the situation now? I mean, there was no McFred to blame. What happened today? Should I say
what
Saturday?
happened?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just a real disaster show, isn't it?
Totally.
I mean, the last time we had a call, I said that Leicester system is very good. They're 3-5-2 formation. Sometimes it's 3-5, and it's 3-5-1-1. I don't know. They keep changing it.
Vardy and Iheanacho are very quick players.
Yeah, but what they do this counter press and press. So Vardy and Iheanacho are harassing from the front. So they put us under pressure, from the very start. And a slow Maguire. Maguire's always been slow, and someone like him, he's like a big buffoon really. Sometimes just it's like he's working on pace 50. He needs to turn the notch up a little bit. So Leicester system always outdoes us. And they play the same system all the time, and any smart manager would know that. Look, these guys are going to press, and they're going to press fast and hard. Defenders need to be on their game. But Ollie, being clueless as he is, probably didn't tell them, look, this is how we need to set up, and his whole system just came apart.
Sammy, we watched it together.
I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, to be honest with you, I know Halloween is very close by, but we got a glimpse of horror show on Sunday, so that's kind of like a something
Advanced
which
preview.
we wanted to showcase that what's his actually lowest point. I don't know, is still his lowest point or not, but it seems like he's heading towards that direction. Okay, so the first of all, obviously, we're gonna blame. I mean, on why we actually started with Maguire. I still can't wrap my head around it, on that fact that Maguire having not one training session, how could he even fit for a very competitive game in Premier League? You're talking about Premier League, and we're actually up against some fast attackers of the world, like Jamie Vardy, like Iheanacho, like Maddison. I mean, literally, they exploited that. As soon as I guess it seems like they just figured out that we have a slow defender. Obviously, Maguire by nature, he's a very slow defender. I'm talking about Ford Fiesta and the car. So I mean, in comparison with like a fast racing car. So I mean, the thing is like that we had to make sure that we have at least two center back were actually equipped with actually bring down the attack. I mean, before it reaches our penalty box. And every time when we got that set pieces, or every time we are literally letting them come to us, pressing. And most of the time, that's gonna actually leading to making mistake. What exactly happened on the first goal? I mean, I know it was like a horrible set piece. Maguire should have cleared it off, or some kind of a communication gap between De Gea and Maguire. But that doesn't. It's not the point. Is that first you need to make sure that you're putting your fully fit squad for the Premier League, especially when you're coming after an international break, and that's where Ole literally missing the point. I heard his press conference. It seems like indirectly he's trying to, apologize for the mistake. But dude, you've been coaching Manchester United for more than 100 games. And what is the point of having fit Bailly in the bench? Because he was literally Bailly was literally up for that game. And I was expecting the Lindelof and Bailly should have started for that game. But that was literally a shell shocker for me when I saw Maguire in the lineup. And most of us already predicted that it's going to actually bite that, is going to come back at us. And that exactly happened in the
We
game.
did, yeah.
Our defensive lineup, we literally not able to cope up with the pace. First half was decent, but as soon as Matic started failing in the second half, he was literally poor. He was missing, losing balls in the midfield, and that kept pressure, like started keeping the pressure on the defense, and it's resulting in those goals. And again, all the goals we consider, especially in the last 5 minutes, especially the one in the injury time. That was like a horrible school level mistake. I mean, I don't know what kind of like a teaching, like coaching training session they're having by this, set piece coach. I mean, how could you just literally leave that player unmarked in that, the second post? That's like a very basic level defending when it comes to like, set pieces. So I just don't know. I'm just literally frustrated with that game. It's something which I just literally don't want to think about. But it was really a terrible show by our defense, and in conjunction with our midfield, disaster in midfield, especially in the second half. It was like totally. I mean, Ronaldo was not even in his prime form. He missed a couple of sitters. He tried his best, but there is no supply to him. I mean, I know a lot of people actually blaming him on Twitter and social media.
I know, right? I can't believe that.
And like, why would you actually blaming someone who didn't even get any supply? I mean, his role is to just get the ball and just put it back in the net. He tried his best. He tried that bicycle kick, but it's come on, man. You can't just use Ronaldo as scapegoat for this. I mean, rather you just actually pinpoint the main issue, which obviously Ole's tactics of starting with Maguire, literally.
They should have had Tellers on as well, because Tellers will cross that ball forward. But did you see how rubbish Shaw was?
Yeah.
My God.
Before we broke up last season, Luke Shaw was putting in crosses, running. And you see him crossing for England, right? I saw him in the Euro sending in crosses
all the time.
Then now it's like, I don't know. Then you have Wan-Bissaka who can't seem to run straight.
Literally good. I mean, all those players, they got back from international break. They're literally high in confidence. Pogba won that UEFA Nations League. Ronaldo scored hat-trick. Sancho gave a really good assist. So everybody was literally high in confidence, and everybody just literally going downhill after one game. I mean, what could be wrong? Obviously, you have to blame the manager or coach for that downhill when your players, they're not in. It's not like they're out of form. They're literally coming off from a good international break.
Yep. So you see, this is what I see. It just shows Ole would rather have an unfit, not 100% fit Maguire, who will trust him over 100% fit Bailly, who is quicker. Yes, he can be erratic, but he's quicker and could have dealt with the pace of Iheanacho and Vardy.
Better tackles.
Exactly. But I mean, it's like he puts his faith in the wrong places and in the wrong players. I'm sorry, he's got to accept responsibility for this. This is just unacceptable, bro.
It just makes you wonder why is he bringing players in if he's never going to use them? He's just bloating the squad.
Right.
High wages, and none of them are playing. If he's going to only play with the same 11, just give him the same 11 and tell everyone else.
Exactly. You gave you told Bailly that he's wanted at United, that it's gonna be, but since that time I don't think he's played more than 5 games. Okay, take out the Europa League final. Since then,
I wouldn't.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't
nothing.
Stick around.
If
I knew Oli was staying at that club and he's only picking the same 11, I would not stick around. I would not extend my
would you?
I would not.
I
don't know why any player would want
a player. Or
not
with
Van de Beek also.
He's destroying the club, man. He's such a twit.
So, but when you now said Richard, hey Richard,
hey,
welcome to the show, Richard. Richard representing the UK. Move to your left.
Yeah.
Or your right. Move to your right.
The right.
Yeah. There you go. Better.
A little bit more.
Center. A bit more. Tiny bit. Yeah. Now you're in the center of defense, doing a better work than Maguire.
Central defense. Yeah.
Gonna do better than Maguire for sure.
Richard, you saw the game
Maguire.
on Saturday. Ole picked up unfit. He had faith in the Maguire than a 100% fit Bailly. What's going on there, mate?
Well, it's this guy again picking his favorites, isn't it? He's done it time and time again. The week before, Telles scored a goal in the Champions League. What does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do a few days later? He plays an unfit Luke Shaw, who was in the wrong position that cost us the goal. It wasn't just him that cost us the goal, but he was in a positionally bad situation and we conceded. Maguire, he said that, he's only trained for one session. What happened? We conceded 4 goals. So I think it's just a catalogue of errors with this guy, and he's getting exposed as each game goes by. And the thing is, a lot of United fans say, well, not United fans, I say top Reds as they call it. They say, Ollie finished second, he finished third. And do you know what my response to that is?
What?
Ollie finished second and third when there was no fans in the stadium, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a 36% win rate with fans back in the stadium. Now that fans have come back in the stadium,
exactly,
Solskjaer has a 36% win rate. So based on those calculations, you're heading for doomsday. He's sending us to hell, literally. So if anybody starts saying, let's persist with this guy, the class of 92, they should just keep quiet, because I'm sick of this, honestly.
I don't blame you, mate. You see, this is where I have a problem. Okay, people, I was on Twitter and I'm like, hang on, people, just hold your horses. People say, oh, there's no more threat to blame. They're blaming Ronaldo. They're blaming Pogba. They're blaming who else would they blame? Who else would they blame in midfield? They blamed Bruno. Okay, yeah. I do sometimes
blaming
see that
the weather as well.
Yeah, exactly. I do sometimes see that Bruno sometimes plays a bit too far forward, like he literally plays as a center forward, and sometimes he tries to get the ball. He tries to be involved in everything. Like I saw a whipped cross he made in from the right, where Sancho should have been. Sancho's played 10 games, no assists, no goals, but he's not played. Let's say, just sticking down the right, let him do his thing. But he played him on the left. He gets to the left side, he turns back, tries to make a pass. It's like you're watching another guy is this the same guy? See what I mean? That we bought from Borussia, this guy who go past players and putting across. It's like he gets to the bar line on the left wing and tries to cut back with his right foot and pass again. That's not what we bought him for. We bought him to go down the right, whipping crosses. Wan-Bissaka, we know that is not his strongest game. Whether he'll improve, I don't know. It doesn't look like he is. He's been there, coming on 3 years now? Nothing.
But doesn't it seem like Wan-Bissaka's getting worse?
It seems so, mate.
As time goes by.
It seems like it's a digression.
I mean, I used to be a fan of his sliding tackles. Now he's not making
I've not been seeing those tackles anymore.
I mean, I was missing. So Maguire, he's horrible in tackles. He can just get his defensive style is just get the position properly. If somebody will get past Maguire, that's it. I mean, same with the Lindelof. The only people I could have trust on that was Wan-Bissaka. He was really good in tackles, but that seems like that thing is also missing in his game for last few games. So you understand, right? Our defense is shit without Varane. Like literally, it is.
Yeah.
One game without Varane, we just completely. One game without him. It just shows like really. This was the same pairing of last season, but have an unfit one plus a guy who's already slow and a bit confused, get bullies off the ball. You're not pairing him again and against two fast forwards, two guys who are very quick, and you expect him to deliver. When they pass the ball to you, go and get the ball. He stood there like, you know what? Let the ball come to me. And they snatched it right from under him and they scored. Then soon after that, he was supposed to make a pass to Pogba. He passed the ball behind Pogba. Like, man, this guy's game is just getting worse. You see what I mean? Like, bloody hell, bro. But it's like these things are just seen as, okay, he'll improve. No. Leicester, before that game, had only won 2 games. 2 games. They needed that game. And you can see the difference. They took the game to United. It's like we were not ready for that game. It's like, okay, let's just turn up, get some individual brilliances. Okay, Mason scored. But there were 2 other times he's becoming a small, selfish little wanker out there. Pardon my language. I promise you.
Greenwood.
Yeah, I know he wants to score, but come on, bro. It's a team sport. It's not a one-man show. I know you want to score and get your name. You ain't Van Persie yet. Calm yourself down. Easy does it, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's so many times I could literally tell that he's trying to run down the right flank and make a cut and try to make shot. Instead of doing that, he would have just look for Ronaldo or something. I mean,
even pass the ball. Whereby you make a pass, go and get the ball back. He's just like, I'm at this point, I'm gonna shoot. He had 2 chances whereby he was even more central. He just skied everything. Listen, I don't.
He's
when
one-dimensional.
you play a striker, I think something was taught in a training session. You need to think about the possibility. If you are going to take the shot, is it you have like more possibility than passing it to someone else who can score take the shot from that position. So I mean that was something I was taught, in the school days, that if you think that you are not in a position to take the shot, rather you just pass it to someone else. And most of the time, it seems like Greenwood was, he scored a really good goal, but somebody had to sit with him and need to tell him this is not the way you should play. It's not like a one-man show. And I don't know, he was influenced by Rashford, but we would see how Rashford would come. I'm glad that Rashford scored, but unfortunately that goal didn't count because we conceded right after that. But I just want to see how Rashford and Greenwood would play going forward, because I don't want them to be like selfish and just trying to make it as a one-man show all the time. Rather they should just
Richard,
aim for
after United scored that 2-2, 15 seconds, just 15 seconds. How you lose focus in 15 seconds is beyond me, mate. The ball goes down the right. Wan-Bissaka puts in a tackle, ball ricochets. 4 of them go towards the ball and leave Vardy by himself.
It's like unmarked.
Yeah. Well, it's not a surprise. When they scored straight afterwards, I wasn't surprised. And the reason being is because we don't have defensive shape to the team. We don't have a shape to the team, full stop. When you look at good teams like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, as much as I hate them, they always have a shape, they always have a structure. But we're kind of lopsided. We've got players playing out of position. We've got players who are neglecting their defensive role. So when you've got, a catalogue of deficiencies on the pitch, you're bound to concede. And that's what happened at the end of the day. These things are not surprising at all. Before, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be relying on individual brilliance to get him out of jail. To be honest, we've not played great all season.
No, we haven't.
Ronaldo saved him with a last-minute penalty. De Gea saved him with a last-minute penalty save. There was another instance where we were saved, just by the skin of our teeth. What this goes to show...
That was the same last season as well. Individual players were saving him.
Yeah,
exactly. Individual brilliance has been getting him out of jail, but players are starting to wisen up now and realize that actually this guy's not getting us anywhere. So what I'm starting to see on the pitch is players are downing. There was an instant in the game after Leicester drew Tim. Right, I'm going to finish off shortly. Leicester were drawing. Sorry, they equalised it.
Right.
Ollie said to the team, bypass the midfield, go long, because the midfield was getting absolutely swamped. He said, go long, go long. None of the players heeded that instruction. They completely ignored it and still continue to play through the midfield. So that tells you that the player's not listening to his instructions, and it's going to continue until he goes.
Yeah.
Well,
I noticed that. He just kept doing this.
Where do you stand on this? Okay, is that his plan B? Go long?
Yeah, it's going to turn us into a Stoke. Moves the ball forward to the striker. He's you got 5 players in midfield with Leicester, and we've got Matic, Pogba, who's constantly trying to dribble and losing the ball, and Bruno, who's quite creative but also loses the ball a lot. So we don't keep that ball in midfield. And when you're outnumbered with 5 very hungry, very intense Leicester players, you've got no chance in midfield. And Ollie, being Ollie, should have prepared for that. And because he didn't, he got overrun in midfield, and then plan B was, go long, hoof the ball up. So it's interesting that they didn't listen to him. And I feel that he's lost that dressing room a long time ago. And I think they would like to see some elite coach come along and take over this club. But, they're powerless. The players are powerless. They can't get rid of Ollie. So the only way they can do it is stop listening to him.
All right. We got Atalanta Champions League on Wednesday, right? Home. I remember Ole complaining last season, we missed the crowd, we missed the fans. Now they're right in your face, all 77,000 of them, there. What's changed? Nothing. It's the same shit. So on Wednesday,
but then he's got his book of 1,001 excuses though. So you know, and he's always adding to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sammy, we have Atalanta on Wednesday, Liverpool on Sunday. Where do you see us? What do you expect, or what's going to happen on Wednesday? Let's take Atalanta first.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were talking about it on Saturday right after the game. I told you, right? I mean, given what we've been going through right now, as you know, like my fellow panelist already mentioned, that it seems like the players are not listening to his coaching style, his direction. He's coming up with mistakes. So these are all the signs, like somebody just like literally going out of the door. That kind of sign you get. You can see that it's kind of like, I feel like a deja vu what happened back in 2018 when we also playing literally. We had a bad start in Premier League, and Glazers were actually supporting Mourinho back in October, but then we know what happened. As soon as he lost to Liverpool, he got sacked. So I feel like it's just gonna happen if we are not gonna play. I mean, if we don't put up a decent show in next two games, including this Atalanta one. I feel like Ole will be under tremendous pressure. It doesn't matter whether he'll get supported by Glazers or management. If players are not going to stop listening to him, if they're going to just back out of his plan, there's no way he would be able to keep his job. But anyway, that's not the question. The question was related to Atalanta. So what I would definitely, realistically, if we could manage a draw from that game, that will still,
mate,
I would say,
are we at that point at home?
Yeah. Yes,
Boy.
yes, we are. Because have you seen the way we've been playing at home this season? I mean, draw would be, I would say, a better result, because I mean it's horrible. Unless until Cristiano Ronaldo will pull up something, magic tricks from his bag, and like maybe we'll win the game. But again, I mean, we literally come to the point where relying on all the individual brilliances right now. I mean, I know we have some players who can literally pull up some magical stuff, but that's not the way football's been played, and that's not the way we want United style. So I feel like Ole literally missed the point. I mean, he got obviously he done a great job maybe last couple of years to, putting us to like second position, securing our Champions League berth. But it seems like he reached his limit. I mean, now this next 6 or 7 games will actually show a case that whether he is fit for managing a club like Manchester United, or he should go back to Norway and just support, manage a club over there, like some mediocre club. So I feel like seems like
Molde is calling him.
Yeah.
No, they're not. The fans.
Oh, they don't want him back.
They want him back?
They don't want him back. Didn't he win the league over there?
In 2013, mate.
So
wow.
He's not won a trophy in Norway since 2013.
And how long was he there for?
He was
to be honest with you,
How
going
long?
back to your question, a draw would be a better result.
I didn't hear.
If we manage a draw, that will maybe gain some confidence back. Maybe we have the midfield and defensive lineup going. But honestly, I mean, we should not hope for anything else other than a draw. I mean, win will be really icing on the cake, but we should not lose the game. Then it'll be a really bad.
So you would take a draw home to Atalanta?
That's a win for Oli, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be a win for Ole, but the confidence is bottom low. Like it just literally we can't trust.
That is how bad we are.
More than a draw for that.
My word. All right.
Hey,
Adam, welcome to the show. Adam representing Australia. You know everyone in the house, Richard, Sammy, and Vimal, UK and USA in the house. Right, Richard, talk to me about Atalanta game. Sammy said we'll take a draw and Ole be happy. Are we that bad? Has it come to that?
Well, we're worse than that.
The easiest group in the Champions League, the easiest group.
I think that we'll draw, and then what you'll see at the end of the game is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer grinning away like a Cheshire cat, smiling to like he's just won the league. We're probably gonna draw that game, and then on Saturday we're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is gonna be like a dog being put out of his misery. We're gonna lose to Liverpool, and that's when the owners are gonna say, enough's enough, Ollie. We're going to let you go. But
do you think the owners have the balls to actually get rid of a legend? Yes. Are you sure, bro? It ain't Marino, it ain't LVG. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 1999.
The reason why they are is because of one man and one man only, and that's CR7. CR7 has come to United to win things, right? He's at the twilight. He's at the end of his career, right? He's the cash cow for the Glazers. Do you know that CR7, they can't even print his name in the mega shops anymore. They've run out of orders. there's a backlog of orders for his shirt, right? He's the cash cow. CR7, if you look at his history, he's got the likes of Benitez, Sachs, and a few other coaches. Ronaldo, at the end of the day, he's got no affinity or loyalty towards Ollie. He's going to say, look, it's either him or me. I'm not coming here to settle for top 4 or mediocrity. And he makes...
I'm playing Europa League.
Exactly.
Has he ever played in Europa League?
He's never played.
No, never.
Well, it's a trophy he's probably missing. So
Exactly.
Well, it's gonna give him that trophy, you know, like.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I think Ollie knows it himself. I think he's just preparing for his departure, really, and the players know it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Ollie will be with us in November. If there's a way to record while you are recording, clip this, whatever you want to do. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will not be at Manchester United this time next month.
Wow.
This time next month.
He's not going to be at United in November.
he'll
No.
be here. They just
So
re-signed their back staff, so he's going to be here.
No.
Adam, let me bring
Hello,
Adam
sir.
in. Adam, we've all just talked about, but you joined back in reference to that discussion. Where we are now, we got Atalanta on Wednesday, Champions League. This is literally the easiest group in the tournament. I'm sorry. You can't ask for an easier group than this. Can United win? Can they beat Atalanta on Wednesday after what you saw on Saturday? I mean,
Yeah,
Fred will definitely come back. I know he's bringing them back.
Yeah, but is the 10 days quarantine up for Fred? I don't think it is. I don't think it is because they only played on the weekend. So this Dabby's still out. Wan-Bissaka's suspension's been reduced, so he's available. So, but what do you call it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, it says they should be available, but I thought they had to have a 10-day quarantine. But anyway, besides that, look, you know, I'm not obviously not happy with the way Ollie's performing and the selection process and everything like that. But in my opinion, he's not going to get the flick. You know, I think if the Glazers wanted him gone, they wouldn't have re-signed the back staff for starters. So they're probably happy with the process, and it's more the fans getting edgy and stuff like that. And, you know, and mate, I was pissed off from the weekend, of course, like everyone, and it was poor, you know. So, but can we beat Atalanta?
Did you smash any TVs, Adam?
No, mate, no.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
I was tempted.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, actually, I had a few drinks before the game as well. So
you had an advanced sober, a pre-sober experience.
I didn't have a good time on the punt either. So
Wow. Right.
but yeah, I think we can beat Atalanta. Look,
You
they've
think
got to
so?
turn it around at some stage. Liverpool's another story. Look, the players got
We'll
to take
get to
some
Liverpool.
blame as well.
Let's take the small before we get to the big.
Yeah.
Vin, now, can you what do you expect from Man United and Atlanta on Wednesday? 3 points? 1 point? 0 points? It's a home game. It should
To
be
be honest, I
3
feel.
points.
Does anyone feel like the players are playing without a manager? It's like the players are deciding what to do. I don't feel like this team is really being led. You know, you get a
100%.
feeling that Chelsea's being led by Tuchel. You know that Guardiola is leading that team. Same for Klopp. But does it feel like we're being led?
Yeah,
by
I
anyone?
believe we've got too many people in there like Ronaldo, Bruno, and too many people throwing orders around after what Ollie said. I think there's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, mate. That's what's happening right now. Without a doubt, you can see it.
Yeah.
You got Ronaldo sooking on the pitch. You got Bruno sooking on the pitch. You got Pogba sooking on the pitch, and then they're throwing their weight around as well. So
Yeah.
without a doubt.
But then there's no purpose in what Ollie's doing. You know, the coaching is all wrong. The system is all wrong. We're always
without a
losing
doubt.
games. We're throwing away games. Defense is crap. Midfield is crap. You know, there's just no system. So it's like, what have they got to believe in? You know, you would feel inspired by these elite level coaches. Who's Ole going to inspire? You know,
But like Vimal, and I agree with what you're saying. And Adam, you got to look at it. Okay, this season and last season, there's not much difference. But on top of it, you've added 3 more quality onto what you had last season.
The difference is you brought in a player called Ronaldo. That's the difference. You can't tell me we've played well since Ronaldo's come in. We haven't. And it was like this when he first come to United.
Yeah.
When he first come to United, it was
So
exactly the same.
And
whose fault is that? Is it Ronaldo's fault?
Probably it's always
It's
going
a
to be like that because
combination.
that's the way
Yeah.
the club plays, because there
Yeah.
is no real direction from the top. So
Everyone-
you can get 12
Cavani and
you can
Martial
get 11
have
Galacticos
struggled
in
at
that
times
team.
because we don't provide. Ronaldo's now going through the same non-provision of the ball. So what is the point of having Sancho? But you now put him on the left where he's not even going to cross with his left.
Yeah,
foot.
but
He's gonna
that
try-
we're buying Sancho. We bought Sancho before we bought Ronaldo.
right.
So since Ronaldo's come in and he doesn't work, he doesn't do anything unless the ball is there. He's not going to work for you, Ronaldo.
Okay.
And that-
okay.
so you
okay.
might as well be
let me
playing
hold
with
it.
10
let me
players.
hold on. Even if Cavani was there, right? Let's put Cavani in the game yesterday.
Oh,
Where was the
Cavani
service going to
works-
come from? Where would the service come from? Nowhere. There's
Yeah,
no
but-
service into the box, though.
Cavani will create for himself and he'll chase and he will work for the team. Ronaldo will not.
Let
And
me
you
ask you
can
a
see
question.
that clearly.
They're, they're two,
Let me
they're
ask
two
you a
different
question.
strikers.
They're
Let
two
me ask you a
different-
question. You said that we've been playing bad since Ronaldo's come, right? So what about the games leading up to the Europa League when we couldn't hold on to it?
No, I'm saying we're not working as hard. Sorry, working as hard as we were. We were playing with 11 before Ronaldo come in. You listen to the fan, you listen to all the people that go to the game, and they will say to you themselves, Ronaldo stands around, he'll bark a few orders, and unless the ball's coming to him, it's not happening. You'll see Ronaldo. Look, for me, and I've said it on this so many times, our front. I want Greenwood as our 9. He's going to work for you all the time. We did it with Ronaldo, Rooney. He was able to start at 19 and play as a 9. But all of a sudden, now we've thrown Ronaldo into the mix. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be playing him because he's the star boy that everyone wants to watch. But at some stage, Ollie's got to grow some balls and drop him. You know what I mean?
Which he
That's not
did
gonna- that's
which he
not
did
gonna
for
happen.
Everton.
He scored
Well,
5
yeah,
goals.
he did that
in
against
games. I
Everton.
think
He
the
did
league
it
Yeah,
against
he was
Everton.
Yeah, he did
criticised.
against Everton, Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, Ronaldo is he's 36 years old. I guess he needs to conserve his energy because he's got that electric pace when you need to have it.
You see,
You know,
you
those
see,
those
I think
counter-attacks,
Ronaldo, like
he's
you
the
said, Jamal,
fastest
he's
on that
using his
pitch.
brain.
Yeah. I mean, Ronaldo is kind of a player. You got to actually give him service. If you give him like 3 balls, he's going to score 1 out of them, for sure. That is something we have to provide them. Now, if we don't have a good midfielder who can actually provide in the supply, especially if Bruno actually had a bad day, then Ronaldo won't get any supply. Then in that case, we may have to think about something else. But when Ronaldo is there, we need to make sure that he's getting service, as everyone mentioned, that he's not. It's not like the young horse anymore. He's gonna
Yeah.
get involved. He's gonna just run around and trying to look for.
So
balls.
where's the service coming from? Left,
Doesn't come
right,
from
middle?
anywhere.
It doesn't come
have
from
the same-
anywhere.
Coming from anywhere.
Same problem with Lukaku. He wasn't getting the service.
Yeah.
Same thing with Martial. Doesn't get the service.
Yeah.
The only time we get the score is when we rely on Rashford on the break. We just try to absorb all the pressure and then kick the ball out to Rashford and bang.
And run
He was
down
scored.
and
Yeah.
break away.
We don't
Tell
have
me,
the system.
last time when we actually scored United, I saw like a United goal, which kind of literally, it's just a teamwork. It's just like a through passing and something like that. For last few games, if you just saw all the goals we scored, it's kind of like a pattern. It's not some individual brilliance taking long shot or like some kind of like a crosses coming in. It's not like that. It was swept. It's not like something the attack started from the defensive mid and just literally after like 5 to 6 1-to-1 passes, somebody scored. So that swiftness is missing. The agility is missing. It's just like we are just relying on somebody who just take the shot and maybe.
That's
we
what
can't
it is.
even we can't even move the ball
Yeah.
from the back to the front.
front.
So Maguire, honestly, I mean, I'm not English. I never watched Maguire as a young bloke or anything like that. But seriously,
You didn't miss anything, bro. You didn't miss anything. It was there's nothing special. I'll tell you.
How has he got this far in football? His technical ability is that poor. I've been coaching around football for a long time. And the first thing we tell kids is when you receive a ball, receive it on your back foot. And he never does it. Never receives it on his back foot. Always turns to the box. And it's just terrible. He can't. How's he play for England? I just don't understand it.
He got his break at Leicester, but then Leicester had a good midfield with Kante, so that
Yeah.
covered up a lot for him. And he got his lucky break with England, and then again, the England squad is quite good. so it covered up for his frailties,
Inefficiencies.
and that's why he got lucky. And then his value was overrated. Is
very
because of that.
overrated. But you got to see, what game was it that Maguire made the back pass the same way you said it, Adams? He was supposed to use the wrong foot. Even the girl was like, "You kick the ball that way, not in front of me." What game was that? Everton? I think it was Everton. It was a home game that Maguire, instead of controlling the ball, he passed it to the guy who wasn't even expecting it, and he had to make a save. So it's just like. This guy is full of mistakes, honestly.
Yeah.
He
was asleep. Like the selection
he's
of
like
Maguire
he's dozy
was,
or something.
Yeah, the selection of Maguire, everyone knows it shouldn't have happened, right? But look, a lot of my friends have all said, they'd rather Maguire, a half fit Maguire than a full fit Bailey. Like
that's
stupid. That's garbage. Like Maguire on the first goal. And Maguire's the ball's coming straight to him, and he's just standing flat-footed
on the ball,
and not even coming to the ball.
Yeah,
not even coming to the ball. And then he receives it on his right foot when he's facing Lindelof, and like the ball came from De Gea, didn't it? So he's actually facing 90 degrees to De Gea instead of turning. He could have even turned back to the goal, and took it into space in behind the play, but he didn't. Mate, his thinking is horrible.
Yeah.
So Richard, as we stand now, we got Atalanta, we got Liverpool, 6 points right there, 3 for Champions League, 3 for Premier League. If United don't beat Liverpool this Sunday, is that the league title over?
No, it's not the league title over. No. I refuse to believe it. I mean, league titles aren't won in October.
That's right.
And we're still, as bad as it sounds, we're still kind of close enough to the top.
Right.
We're close enough to the bottom half, but we're still kind of
5 points. Yeah.
It's not enough to say, the league's over. What I would say is, though, I think that there'll be a shift in mentality from Saturday. If we lose to Liverpool, just like Mourinho, they came in public and said we're backing Mourinho a few days later. They did it. And I'm going to tell you something, Adam. The contracts for the coaches, the contracts have not been negotiated now. They were those 3-year contracts were actually negotiated when Oli signed his deal back in May, just before the Europa League game. But it was just announced a few months later. So these are just media formalities.
Are they all 3 years? Are they all 3-year contracts as well?
3-year contracts in line with Oli. They might not even get to announce it if Oli sacks. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Tim, if we do not win against Liverpool, right, a logical man will say, look, if this guy continues, we're not even heading for the top 4. Let's get a coach in that knows the system, knows the style of play, and actually can resurrect the season. And I think that Liverpool will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's final game if we don't win. If we don't win, that is.
What about the sound bites that are coming out from the Athletic? They said they've spoken to the club and the club are not going to get rid of him.
I was listening to that yesterday, the Athletic, and he's in
there was loads of briefs coming out around Mourinho a few days. I remember this clearly.
Yeah, they were backing him all the way.
Van Gaal, remember Van Gaal?
So the club publicly back him, but then they do something else.
I've seen that a lot. That happens a lot, doesn't it?
I hope it's true.
Why are these briefs coming out? Why are these briefs being leaked out to the media?
Why?
Why are they coming out now? Why? Say, for example, when we was winning against 5-1 or whatever, why wasn't the briefs coming out then? Why are the briefs starting to really pump themselves up now? And
because there's going to be a big announcement.
Exactly.
They're getting the public ready for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Yes, sir.
Liverpool's on Sunday. Where are we with that?
Again, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I'm gonna just say what Richard just mentioned. If we are not gonna win that game, if we lose terribly, I mean, like, to be honest with you, Ole Ole's jobs will definitely be on the line, because again, I'm going to say the same thing what happened back in 2018. Mourinho got a text on October 5th or 6th in 2018 saying that his job is secured, okay, because we had a terrible start in that season as well. But then after that, what happened? We know we lost to
Went to
Liverpool
Anfield.
4-1, I guess.
3-1.
Yeah, and I'm so yeah, 3-1 or 4-1, and then he, the next morning he got sacked. So because I remember that very bad, because I was wearing a Manchester United jersey, walking on the New Orleans street, Bourbon Street, and people were literally just congratulating me because they sacked Mourinho. So that's kind of we could see that same kind of expression from the fans. We don't know. Liverpool game is kind of like the final, I would say, like an acid test. It's kind of a doctored order for Ole to win the game or do something. Otherwise, it's difficult for him to, save his job. With all due respect, I think he did he did a really good job to took us to this level, securing our Champions League berth for 2 consecutive seasons. But still, that's not enough. We still need to win a trophy. Maybe if you would have won a trophy, that Europa, I guess,
Yeah.
I would definitely give him some kind of a stability in position. But now it's after having all 3 signings in the summer transfer window. If he don't produce a lot, people will start questioning. It doesn't matter. Liverpool won. To be honest with you, I wanted to wait till the end of November, till the Arsenal game before giving any sort of prediction. But now the way things are going, the Liverpool game would be a kind of like a very challenging task for him. He got to perform.
So if he loses Atlanta, loses Liverpool, you think he's done?
Yeah, I feel like that will be. I know it sounds really harsh, like as bad as it sounds, but it seems like that's the direction we'll be heading to, if we lose back-to-back games.
Okay. Adam, we lose to Atlanta, Liverpool. Is Ole gone?
I don't think he's gone. I was listening to Fabrizio Verano last night also, and he's on top of everything. And he even saying, no, Ole's safe, everything like that. And I really don't believe he's going to go. As much as who you're going to replace him with, but they can't just go and randomly get someone. You know what I mean? And
only if they've already been speaking to someone in the background.
Unless they have been speaking to someone in the background, correct. But there's not even rumours about if they've been speaking to someone. Yeah, I suppose there wasn't either with Ole. So, look, as much as everyone's wants him gone and everything like that, but who you bringing in? Everyone's talking about Conte. I looked at the list of coaches the other day. Well, Mark Hughes is available. Steve Bruce is going to be available. There's nothing around. That's not taking the piss.
Roy Keane's available.
Roy Keane's available.
Gary Neville's
available.
And the rumor is that Zidane is already in talk with Newcastle.
Right.
So who are you going to get?
Zidane.
Yeah, but Zidane.
Zidane's agent said he's not interested in the role.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Don't they always say?
And he's been saying it for a couple of years. He hasn't just said it. He's been saying it for a while.
He's not going to go with.
Why do you think he's not interested?
Well, Romano said that today. Romano said today Zidane's interested in the role.
Right.
You hear so many stories.
Richard, right, let me go to Richard. Richard, United lose to Atlanta and Liverpool.
What was that? What was that last one? I'm sorry, I missed that. What did Fabrizio say?
If you go on Twitter,
he said he's interested in the role.
Romano and today's.
Fabrizio
I've
wants to
just
manage.
woken up 15 minutes ago. So.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Jesus. He'll need an interpreter. So he doesn't speak
Zidane
English.
can't speak English.
No, I don't think he can. No.
Does
He speaks
Zidane
5
speak
languages.
English? Does Zidane speak
He speaks
English?
5 languages except
Does
English.
he? Yeah, I think he.
I've never heard it. I've probably listened to some of his interviews. So, Richard, we lose to Atlanta, Liverpool. It's done. It's Ole out. Can that board fire Ole, ex-legend?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be done.
If they lose back-to-back games tomorrow, or these next 2 games.
Situation. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if Ole loses against Liverpool especially, and he doesn't get a favourable result against Atalanta tomorrow, he's gone. He is gone.
Wow.
I'm very comfortable about this. I've never been so comfortable about this situation until now. I've been hearing things, people that are close to the club. I don't want to say anything because, people like to say that they're in the nose, but there is a lot of stuff happening. And I can I'm very confident to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fans who've been blindly backing him will have to follow him back to Norway next month.
Bloody
They're
hell.
going to have to pack cold winter coats for Christmas because he's not going to be here.
Vimal, we lose Atlanta, Liverpool. Is he gone?
He should be gone. He should have been gone
He
a long
should
time.
be gone.
He should have always
Oh.
been just a caretaker like Ryan Giggs was.
Yeah.
He should never been given the job in the first place.
That is cold-hearted, bro.
But I think there's bigger things at play. I think the Glazers are slowly cashing in, and they don't really have an appetite to change management because they're just looking to extract as much money as they can from their shares and slowly sell off the club. So I don't think they actually care about the club that much. So if they could have it their way, they would leave things as it is and, just stay safe and mediocre.
Right.
But I think that the fans, once they start calling for Ollie's head and start disrupting everything, then the share prices are going to start tumbling. Then that's going to hurt the Glazers, and then they'll be forced to take action.
Right.
So I think there's a whole big scenario going on. It's just not about the football anymore.
All right. Sammy, predicted score against Atlanta first. Man United, Atlanta.
I mean, as I predicted, I would be really happy with the draw. So I'm going to stick to that. I'm expecting just a 1-1 draw, to be honest with you.
Damn it. Adam, Man United, Atalanta.
I don't want to answer. Nah, look.
You've seen Ollie's tactical. Adam, you've seen Ollie's tactical notes, haven't you?
Yeah, same as every other week.
Same as every other week.
It just gets
Copy and
passed
paste.
around. Yeah. It's tough, isn't it? Look, I've got to back the team. So I'd say 2-1.
2-1 United.
2-1. Yeah, without confidence, that's for sure.
Richard, Man
And I
United,
get to
Atalanta.
Also, in a draw would be a good
1-1.
result.
Richard, what do you say?
1-1.
1-1. Vimal.
Yeah. Score a goal, park the bus, get a draw.
Damn it. Right. Sammy, Liverpool. Man United, Liverpool Sunday.
Can I answer it after it? After that Atlanta game?
I know Liverpool are like, yes, we are ready. We're going to humiliate you. But you'd be surprised United will win 3-1.
Come on, I'm a Liverpool fucking Scouser. I'm a Manchester United. I will definitely go for a win. Doesn't matter who is going to manage our team, who is going to play for us. So I'll still root for a 2-1.
Okay.
Because it's
Adam,
Liverpool.
Man United, Liverpool.
My head says we're going to get beaten, but without a doubt, man, who's going to stop? Who's going to stop them? Like, who's going to stop the likes
He's
of
going to bring
Mane,
McFred
Firmino,
back.
Salah?
Obviously, McFred could do a job. Like he said, we didn't have legs on Saturday. We'll have legs. We have 4 extra legs on Sunday against Liverpool.
Well, we're talking about Salah, Firmino, Mane. Like,
Oh yeah.
come on, man. Like, reality says that we're gonna get beat without a doubt. And I said it the other week. They're averaging 3 goals a game. Yeah, but De Gea saved probably 4 or 5 on the weekend as well. So, I'll always back United to the hilt, no matter how we're going. So I'm not confident we're obviously not going to win. I really hope they go out and actually, for me, the players. I know Ollie knows the background behind Manchester United, Liverpool, right? But I want to know if the players do. The players, regardless of how the tactics come, they should be up for this game. And if they're not up for this game, like every supporter's going to be, then they fucking should walk themselves, because this is their biggest game of the calendar. Just
That's
like
right.
everyone comes to Old Trafford and they
The
want to
moment of
beat
pride,
Manchester United. Our players have got to feel that themselves. For God's sakes, man. Look, you've got to go there and without a doubt, regardless of what Ollie says, put your best game to the pitch and fucking win the game. If you don't win the game, then everyone should be taking the piss out of the players as well. So, yeah, mate, I'm going to go in there and say we should win 2-1.
We should.
Or 2-0. We should. If they can feel the club. But reality tells us we're going to lose. And we're going to lose bad. So, and I hope I'm wrong on that. So, yeah, I can't give you a score for that because my heart tells me I'm backing United, and my brain is telling me Salah's just going to absolutely rip Shaw out, who's been playing fucking shit as well. So
Yeah.
So there's
Adam,
nothing to tell me.
Adam, our brains are telling us you guys are fucking delusional. You guys are still predicting 2-1 win.
Yeah. There's no
Richard.
way.
It's just a moment of pride, like in this some
That's
kind
it.
of game we should win.
I
right?
believe in my badge non-stop. So regardless how the team goes, so and especially up against Liverpool, far out, man. If we don't beat Liverpool, I'll take a draw 100%. Just fucking throw 11 players behind the ball. I don't care. Just
Don't lose.
we've got to get a point out of the game, mate. I'll just like every United supporter, their Liverpool mates will just absolutely tear them a new one if we lose. So there's no question for me. We have to win or draw. So
Richard.
Yeah, 2-1 to Liverpool. I don't think they're going to batter us because I think Vran's back 2-1. They'll beat us, but I don't think it'll be as comfortable as people think. But we'll lose.
So you think United will do their best, but the best won't be good enough to beat Liverpool, kind of?
Yeah, because you got players like Ronaldo in that lineup, and someone like him, he knows what that fixture's all about.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So to be fair,
agree.
he'll be
motivated others.
Yeah. He'll players like him will be up for it more than others. If Rashford players like that, players who've grown in the Man United heritage will sort of understand that game. So I don't think that it'll be one of our worst games, but I just think that they will just have a bit too much quality and tactical cohesion at the end of the day, and they'll probably edge it. But it's not going to be a hammering like some people think. So I think it'll be about 2-1 to Liverpool.
Couldn't agree more. Nicely put.
So one thing, is it the Varane will be fit for the Liverpool game?
I don't think he will be. I think he'll be back for a City game in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think. Vimal, Man United, Liverpool.
Yeah, well, being a big fixture, I'm hoping they will rise to the occasion, and I think some of the players will, as Richard mentioned earlier. But I also think that it also depends on how demoralized these players are, with this lack of leadership in the club. So, whether they can rise to the occasion or not, it really just depends on the day. I think it's going to be pure attack versus defense as well. We're going to be extremely cautious, or Ollie's going to set us up that way.
Yeah.
We normally have 7 defensive players. So I think we're going to be all out defense and just hope for Ronaldo to nick a goal. Just
Rashford to run down the wing and cut something.
Yeah.
In.
So it's going to be plan A's out the window. It's just plan B. Get the ball to Ronaldo. And if Shaw and Maguire are back in that berth, I'm a bit worried, man, because those guys look painfully slow and off the pace. And it depends how much lithium they put in their drinks. I don't know, but
Oh, well.
Anyway,
right.
So I reckon it's going to be a loss for us, unfortunately.
Vimal, do you have a question for any
3-1.
of? Do you have a question for any of them here?
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah.
You say you have some sources at the club. I know you can't name names, but what kind of things are you hearing? No.
Yeah.
Totally anonymous. What kind of sound bites are you hearing?
I'm hearing that after the game on Saturday, Ollie pulled the players together and said that he will be stepping down. I've heard this from more than one person, but I think it's going to be an agreement where the club won't publicly say he's been sacked. I don't know how true this is. Like I said, I'm not pretending to be in the know, but I'm hearing that Richard Arnold, who's expected to take over from Ed Woodward, he's already in direct contact with the board and Alex Ferguson about recommendations for a successor. So you'll be hearing some stuff in the media about Richard Arnold being the
Richard Arnold thing. That was already because Woodward messed up with that European Super League. They earmarked Richard Arnold for that role.
So you're going to be hearing more and more in the media over the next few days that he will be the person that takes over.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're already in discussions with the board to find a replacement. The 3 candidates that I'm hearing is Conte, Ten Hag, Zidane, and I think there's somebody else. I can't remember, but they're the 3.
Steve Bruce.
I don't know, but at the end of the day, look. At the end of the day, this could all amount to nothing. I could be just like,
Yeah,
I'm hearing this from different people.
Okay.
because surely there'll be a gag order, right? If Ollie said that in the dressing room, they'll all have a gag order. They cannot say anything to anyone.
No.
If this stuff is leaking out, yeah, it's,
A lot of stuff's been leaking out. The training remember last week? What was leaked out? The training?
are there any training tactics? I didn't know if there were any.
No. But you know, in the
That's a
athletic.
joke.
No. Literally last week,
Yeah.
players were leaking, saying that that the training is headmastery or whatever. I don't. What did they say?
Teacherish.
Yeah. That was all in the athletic last week. So there are people leaking stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is all true. But I'm starting to hear more and more things. More briefs are coming out from the media that the United are backing Ollie to put on the public front of Unity. But behind the scenes, there is something going on.
Oh, to protect the share price, of course.
Richard, do you
Yes.
have a question for anyone?
Yes. Do any of you guys think that if Ollie was to stay until May, do you think that he will win a trophy at Manchester United?
Adam or Sammy? Who wants to go up first for that one?
Me. I'll go. Simple answer is no.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think our current mentality, the confidence level is not so much that we can, win a trophy. Even from tactical standpoint, I don't think so. Our team is resilient enough to, defend something or even like win a FA Cup. Just think about the FA Cup. The only one.
Even at May, you don't think the team would have gelled more? No, still.
Come on, man. Far out. If we can't gel with the quality of players we've got, if they can't, we're not like you could probably say we're like a League Two side, but they do enough training together now to gel. Like, I don't use that as an excuse anymore. These players are paid that much coin. Get your asses together and sort it out. It's just I always claim every team that we play against, regardless whether we win or not, they always look better than us. They always do. They always look better than us.
Don't you feel the players are left to their own devices? So you're saying, right, best 11, go out there, go do your thing.
Yeah.
I feel they've been left themselves to figure out how to beat teams. Some managers put in days and days of research, figuring out where the weaknesses are in the other team, where you should target, how do you exploit teams. I don't even see Ollie speaking to his players.
When we have
do you see him talk to his players? I don't even see it.
See it. Look, you know what irritates me is I see him on the sideline. And he does the same hand actions every time.
Yeah.
That's true, It's always doing this.
It's always
He's always watching his iPad.
Adam spends more time studying Ole's hand.
Teletubbies.
I do, mate. I watch it. It does.
I mean,
It's always
I've
noticed, it's always doing.
That's one thing, the kind of elite players we have, do you think they really have to be managed so closely? No. Ole actually should be considered the luckiest manager. All he has to do is just strategy.
But you've got to have a game plan, right? Look,
the
management and their staff will tell you, look, this is what Everton are bad at. If you put pressure on this guy, he's going to crumble. They're weak on the left, they're weak on the right. This guy is not so good in midfield. You find their weaknesses and you play around it and you build a system or build a game plan around it. And that's what all of these good managers do. They study teams and tell the squad, look, I figured out a chink in their armor. Let's do it this way.
Right. Adam, do you have a question for anyone?
What Ole has been doing during the international break. That's kind of my honest question.
Exactly. What is that been doing?
For 2 weeks.
Adam, you got a question for anyone?
That's what
he won't win a trophy. He won't win a trophy, but he might win an award for best manager of the week on international duty.
That's his only accolade for the season. Yeah.
Okay. Sammy, you have any questions? for anyone?
No, I mean, I got my answer. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah. No questions.
Well, so
No, 'cause-
you've predicted Atalanta is look like over across board a draw. Across board, your hearts are saying Liverpool. Would you love to be Liverpool? Because it's United's biggest game of the season. Bigger than City, bigger than Arsenal, bigger than Chelsea is the Man United Liverpool. But reality shows we can't beat Liverpool tactically, strategically. We're just not at that level. But maybe an own goal at the last minute from Liverpool can change things. But hey, it is what it is. So across board, it seems everyone's united on the same thing that we can't beat Liverpool. If it's take out our hearts and we just say, all right, on football only, man for man, we can't beat Liverpool. We can't because we tactically we just cannot beat Klopp. Don't forget, guys, we lost to them 4-2 last season. The last 3 games of the season when Liverpool were trying to get back to top 4. They beat us Old Trafford hands down when we had Henderson to goal. You guys remember that game?
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
For that.
And that was a Liverpool team that had no Van Dijk and all this and all that. Now they're and we
Did they
had a
beat
better
us-
team than last season, and we are still struggling
Did
to
they
beat
beat us
Southampton.
both games last season?
They haven't done any.
We drew
transfers
0-0.
there, you know,
We
like
drew
the
0-0
transfers.
at Anfield. We should have beaten them, but we didn't. Then we lost at Old Trafford 4-2. We beat them in the FA Cup.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the team can. I think the team can beat Liverpool, but I'm not sure if they want to. With the current setup, the current management, I don't think they want to because I think they're so
Last question.
disheartened, man.
Who thinks
They're so
Fred is
disheartened.
coming back on Sunday?
100%.
They'll be
They're
back.
coming back. 100% they'll be back.
Richard, McFred
Yeah.
against Liverpool?
I think they'll be back. That's why I think we'll be more compact. But it's not going to make a difference. I think they'll still lose.
Sammy, McFred back on Sunday?
Well, to be honest with you, did you guys hear what Ole actually, published statement after Saturday's game? He said he was missing Fred. So I would definitely say that as soon as Fred will come out of that 10 days quarantine period, he would say, I'm going to start with McFred. I'm going to go back to my old school idea, whichever he's comfortable with. So yeah, I mean, that's the Ole's issue. He doesn't want to come out of a comfort zone, even if that tactics don't work. I mean, it seems like he just want to play in that way. It just seems very stubborn. So I won't be surprised if I see McFred starting in the starting lineup for Liverpool game.
Vimmer?
But you know what? I'm happy with that. If he backs himself, I'm happy. But if he's listening to too many people, that's where I have a problem with it. Just back yourself. Fuck it. When you're weak-minded and you start listening to Ronaldo, Fred, or whoever else is fucking around, here's the question. You asked me if I've got a question. Do you think because we've got Carrick and Ollie as managers, as coaching staff, do you think that they want to play the way Fergie played? And do you think the way Fergie's used to play has gone out of the game? So we need to move on from that.
Richard?
I think we need to move away from the old Man United way altogether. I think that's what's
exactly. The game's gone past that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go back to just to add to that what Adam said. Sometimes you gotta be being assertive. I think that's kind of characteristic is missing from Ole.
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan of Mourinho, but I know some of his quotes. I really admire that. One time he said, "You can win a trophy being a good guy." For Ole, if he really wants to fucking win a trophy, he has to be an assertive. He has to show his leadership, not just go to press conference and say, "Oh, I'm the manager. I'm going to take the call." He said that when journalists usually ask him that, "How do you feel like managing Ronaldo?" He said, "I'm the manager." But again, actions speak louder than words. So he got to make sure that somebody is listening to him. He can start with McFred, but if McFred is the way to make the things work until we get a CDM in January transfer window. Hopefully we'll get someone. Then just stick to that. But at least make sure that we are not switching around our plans in every other games.
The thing is, right, we got Carrick and the coaching staff, and wasn't he supposed to be a specialist CDM when he played for our club? How is he not able to teach McFred?
We've got a
I
set
don't get
piece
that.
specialist.
That baffles me.
What about our set piece specialist that we just brought in?
Eric Ramsey.
That's
Didn't he
working
just
well.
graduate from university or something like that?
That works well, eh?
Shut up.
But seriously,
It's a
having
piss take,
McFred,
man.
It is a mistake, but having McFred playing against Liverpool is an absolute disaster because all they do is break up play and give the ball back to the opposition. So what are you doing? You're going to be inviting more pressure from Liverpool, who are going to love this. They're going to love getting that ball back and terrorizing us.
So who's going to be assigned to Mark Salah? Who's going to be assigned to Mark Salah? Who can mark him?
Salah shifts out. Does he shift out to the right?
yeah.
Oh, he's left.
Luke Shaw. Yeah. It'll be Shaw. Shaw will be there. And
He did a better
I'd
job.
put Tellers on. God, Tellers has got some pace.
Yeah. But
He's not as strong and bulky as Shaw, but he's faster. And then also, when you get the ball, he'll whip that ball to his mate Ronaldo. I'd try Tellers. And I put Bailey on to handle Mane. Maguire, let him, take his sabbatical or whatever. We need some rest.
But Maguire started that game. Maguire started that game.
Yeah, but you see, Ollie's not brave enough to make those decisions.
That's why. That's what Sammy said. He needs to be more assertive and start looking and stop being like. I don't know if he's trying not to hurt people's feelings. I see him as such a nice guy. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah, I want to say
that's part of his character. That's who he is. He's just a nice guy. I don't think Maguire wanted to play that last game, to be honest. Did you see his body language?
Yeah, no, he didn't want to play.
In terms of defensive combination, I think Lindelof Bailly a better combination, and Maguire should team up with Varane. So Varane, Maguire and Lindelof Bailly should be our combination going forward. I mean, I feel like those two combinations are more stable than on the other way around.
Wow,
boys, I've got to go. And I'll let you finish the show.
Yeah, we're rounding up. Rounding up.
Okay, go.
Well, you guys have heard it from the crew. We've heard it from Adam in Australia, Vimal and Richard from UK, and Sammy represent Houston Red in America. They've told you what they thought about the Atlanta and Liverpool game and everything about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop your comments if you agree, if you disagree with them. We'll see you guys on the next one. From you guys, thank you very much. Glory, glory.
Man United,
mate.
Take care. See you guys.
Come on, United. Come on.
Thank you.